our very special guest on this episode of Close Up Television, Marilyn Redmond. She is a soul healer. She's a spiritual counselor, an ordained minister, a teacher. She's also a flower essence practitioner, and she's a medium, a psychic, past life regressionist. And if that's not enough, she's the author of a multitude of award-winning inspired books. We're going to tell you about all of that and so much more. One of the things that's key about her story is her authenticity. She's somebody who's real, who's open, she's compassionate, she's empathetic, and that comes through when you chat with her. Now, you say that you are a soul healer. Marilyn, tell us what that is and the work you do as a soul healer.
Well, thank you. That's a good question, because so many people look at the superficial things that are happening around us and we don't go down deeper into the root cause. And so what we're acting out is old automatic ways of handling life, and they're usually based in fear. So if it's something that has been chronic in your life or generationally a situation, you're just repeating what your parents did, and you're not really living your own authentic life. So when you peel the onion, as some people call it, and move down into where did this start from? What was the original impact or trigger that happened and caused you to go into this fear and react in ways that are not rational? So as you peel the onion and find the loving ways to resolve how that happened, and you find the worthiness of who you are, your sovereignty, and that you truly are a worthy person, you can now respond in love, and your soul will open up, and that love inside of you, that soul is a piece of God, that love inside of you can now expand around you in your life. You really can create our own reality. But if we're coming from our ego, edging God out, if we're coming from that fear, we're creating what we don't want.
Right.
But if we're coming from our hearts, we're creating the harmony in life that we're looking for, and the peace of mind and the feeling of fulfillment. So it's a matter of transitioning from the old ways into the new ways and moving from your head into your heart.
Now, you have an extraordinary story that I know you've been very open about sharing, and you've been authentic in telling your story. Tell us that point, some of the triggers, some of the inspirations that pointed you into the direction of doing the work. What were moments in your life, and some of them rather dramatic, and you've been, again, very expressive about it, which we appreciate, that have sort of pointed you in this direction of internal healing for yourself? Tell us about that.
I was raised in domestic violence, and I was married in domestic violence. And through the periods of time when you don't heal the superficial ways of your handling your life, it just gets worse and worse until you finally address it. And when you finally address it, then you can see it for the truth of the situation, and you don't have to continue the same actions. And my being raised in domestic violence with lots of trauma, lots of abuse, and through becoming addicted to prescription drugs, I ended up in treatment, where they taught us a spiritual path, a path of living your life in love rather than from the fear, and identifying those things that are causing the triggers to cause you to not act in your best interest. And so you start coming from a situation where you're actually promoting a better future for yourself rather than digging the hole deeper.
Right.
And so in doing that, I found meditation. They had us meditate every morning in treatment. And through the process in counseling I've been through, and I've had a lot of real helpful support through spiritual groups like Edgar Casey. And what I found out was that when I heal me, then my life around me heals. So when I didn't purposely ask for this interception from God, but when he was trying to kill me one of the times, I said, God, please help me. I really don't want to die. And that when you make a promise or a request from the real you, then God can come in and answer your prayers. And now I didn't realize at first how much my prayer had been answered, but I'm still alive 38 years later.
Which is fantastic.